Okay, if you've made it this far and you feel comfortable with your studying, you're almost done with the class. You're in the home stretch now. You've probably done pretty well up till now, as most of my students do, especially the ones who watch the videos. Okay, below I want you to sketch arc sine and arc cosine. Remember, arc sine is also written as arc sine. But you should notice I made a capital A in each case. So I want you to draw the principal value. And that's not to make your life harder. That's actually to make your life easier. And that means don't do anything difficult. Do the most easy, obvious thing. So what's happening is I'm going to first draw, in dotted lines, I'm going to draw a sine curve, or a piece of a sine curve. It's going to look like that. Okay, but we want to arc sine. Okay, so arc sine is going to be reflected through the y equals x graph. So what we're going to really end up doing is we're going to end up flicking these things around this way. So I want you to turn your paper 90 degrees and see that what you get looks like a sine curve. So I'm going to just take the liberty of drawing the rest of this thing out so you can see where it's going to go. That's where it would go. It's just really a sine curve. But the reason I want you to sketch the sine curve before you flip it is you have to know which way to flip it. You have to flip it along the y equals x axis. So if you just simply turn it 90 degrees, you might be tempted to branch out that way, and that's incorrect. So you do have to honor, the mathematical conventions that everybody else is living with. Okay, but if you've turned your head sideways and reflected this thing, then you know that this is where 1 and -1 are, and then you know that this is where pi over 2 lives, and this is where minus pi over 2 lives, and this is arc sine of x. Pretty straightforward. Okay, let's do the same thing for cosine. So cosine is a little harder, and the reason cosine is a little harder is because you can't just start at the origin. Well, we are going to start at the origin, but we're just going to go through quadrant 1 and 2 instead of through quadrant 4 and then 1. And the reason for this is obvious. Again, if you just look at what we're doing, that's where cosine is. But if you were to try to go like that, that makes no sense, right? Because you're just repeating the same values. It doesn't pass the horizontal line test. The thing has to pass a horizontal line test or it's no good. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to reflect this through some kind of, let's see, we're going to end up here. Again, I want you to see that the rest of this thing would go here, and then you'd do the do-do-do-do-do. Okay? So that's what would be happening, but you're just reflecting a piece of that. If you're confused, this is a good time to do that paper folding trick I taught you at the beginning of the year, because that'll get you out of this jam. If you, like right now, I'm having trouble drawing this. It's not very symmetric. If I just did this perfectly, this would reflect perfectly through the y equals x line, but since I know what arc sine and arc cosine look like, I'm kind of cheating, by just sketching it in a believable fashion. Okay, so this right here is pi over 2, and up here, you see on the y-axis, this over here is going to be pi, and this is 0, and here's 1, and here's -1. Okay. Right, and we should label this. Arc cosine of x. Okay, well, I hope you've had fun studying. I hope you feel ready for exam 3, and after that, we're basically done. Pretty close to being done. Alright, happy studying.